recording. Okay.
Got it. All right. No, you're not. Where are you? I can't see you.
I'm going to pin myself.
There we go. I see you now.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, welcome to the call. We are, like Katie said, just kind of getting back in the swing of things. We just got back last night from an amazing trip to Mexico. I had made a post saying that when we were able to go on our last one, Lindy was the only one of our team that was able to go on the incentive trip. So this time having like 40 people qualify was just crazy. And to have that group work out and have us all be together and it was just, it's just, you can't really describe it. It was such a great feeling. And then just being able to connect with everybody throughout the weekend was just awesome. We loved it, loved it, loved it. And we can't wait to do it again. And next time we're going to have, I mean, I'm hoping more than double. So, but we're going to have some of those girls that were able to make that trip on tonight to talk about some tips on helping you get this promo. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. A couple other things. I don't know if you saw the email about the tax break holiday that Zaya does. There's a list you can click on and it'll give you like all the states that are participating in that. So like for me, I'm from Iowa originally, and that's this weekend. So I have a lot of people in my VIP group that are from Iowa. So I'm going to make sure that I really talk about that in there to get some sales. If you weren't on the corporate call today, Zach said that you can still get virtual summit tickets without the swag bag. So if you still want to attend, I think they're $35. You can at least get those virtual summit tickets. You won't get the swag bag, but he also made another comment that they're going to do something that they've never done at Summit before, a huge announcement, which is super duper exciting because we've all been wondering when we are going to open up in some other countries. And hopefully that is the big announcement that they are going to talk about. So that's just, I don't know, I'm just so pumped. I'm so glad July is behind us. I'm glad it's gone. And I'm super pumped about August, not only because of the promo we're going to talk about, but because of the trip. I just having everybody together just really ignite something again that gets you excited for your business and ready to go. And then knowing that Summit is the end of this month and what things are going to be discussed there, like it gives me goosebumps. I'm just super, super pumped about it. So, and Zach also mentioned that yesterday was our biggest sale day since April, you guys. That is like huge. And it was just Make Room Monday, but it was a great Make Room Monday at that for sure. But that's just exciting, and that shows that maybe we're swinging the right direction. So that again made me so excited to hear and really pumped up for August. Sandals for Summit. If you rank advanced in July, make sure you email onfaya at gmail.com and submit you can email in, and my daughter will send you a form for your Birkenstock. So don't forget that. Oh, and then also Katie and I decided originally we weren't planning on doing another Discover Zaya event this month, but now that we have this huge promo, we definitely want to do it. So we are planning on running another Discover Zaya the 6th through the 19th, and we're going to kind of run it in the same format that we ran last month's, just kind of mixing up just a tad. So you can jot that down. So when you start talking to some people about the business, you can definitely, we'll get that together and you can invite them to that. So, okay. I think that is all for the announcements. So I'm going to get started, and then I'm going to turn over to Katie, and then she's going to introduce our other speakers that are going to give some of their tips and just share how they were successful, making that 3 by 2,500 happen. So if you haven't seen the promo, it is pretty darn amazing. Katie and I, back in 2018, Zaya ran this promo. We were both not brand new, but fairly new. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, like how in the world are we ever going to make this happen? Back then they weren't giving the $750 away. They were doing $500 a month. So if you hit the 3 by 2,500, but you also had to close 4 parties, in that month, you got $500. If you did it all 3, you got an extra $5,000. And not that long ago, Katie and I were talking about it, and we're like, oh, they'll never do that again. Like that was back in the day when they used to give us big money. They're never going to do that again. So when they announced this in Mexico, it was just mind blowing that they are giving away this kind of money. Not only are they upping the monthly one, but then they're going to give that $5,000 away. So you have the opportunity of getting $7,250. Which is incredible, you guys. I mean, that's life-changing money for some people. That's right before Christmas. That can just college debt, carpet, whatever it is that you want to use it for. So you got to decide, and I'm going to give you just kind of, we're going to talk a little bit about that in a second, but some of the FAQs about that, if you didn't see the email, there is no party requirements with this one, which when Katie and I did it, we had to close 4 parties in the month. Zaya is not requiring that this time. So that'll make it a little easier. You have 2 big parties that you can get that 2,500, awesome. You don't have to close 4. So that'll take a little bit of the stress off. Can you double up? Yes, Zaya is letting you double up, which is, again, crazy. If you end up getting 6 reps and $5,000 in a month, they're going to pay you that $750 twice. But in order to get that $5,000, you still need to hit it every single month, even if you hit it twice in 1 month. So keep that in mind. Though, if you earn the $750 in August, you will be paid for that in September. If you earn in September, you'll be paid for it in October. If you have a new rep that signs up this month, but hits the 3 by 2,500 next month, say, they will earn that $750, but they will not, unfortunately, be able to get that $5,000 because they didn't earn it in August. You need to earn it in all 3 months to get that extra $5,000. So, okay. So I just want to, briefly talk real quick, and then I'm going to turn it over to Katie. It's not going to be easy, guys. I remember it wasn't easy. It was kind of stressful, but we did it. We made it happen. So you're going to have to be in the right mindset in this as you're going through it. If you tell yourself that you're not a good recruiter and you're not good at sales, how am I ever going to do this? You're not going to do it. You have to have the right mindset that you can do this. You can make it happen. Trust me, I was in that mindset right away when I heard it. I was like, yeah, there is no way I'm going to make this happen. And then I think with Katie and I kind of going back and forth, we're like, okay, yeah, we can do this. Let's do this. Let's do it together. So we did. We made it happen. So you need the belief that you can do it. Decide with conviction that you're going to get that 5K. And that no fear is going to stop you, no excuses, you are just going to do it. Stay committed, stay focused, no matter how challenging it's going to be, how frustrating it's going to be, how hard it's going to be, because it's going to be hard. You're going to have to work for this, but anybody can do it if you just stay focused and have that belief that you can do it. When you have that decision, that you've made that decision that you're going to do that, you're going to stay accountable. And like I said with Katie and I, find a partner that you can, kind of go back and forth. Like, how'd you do with your reach outs today? How'd you do with your follow-ups today? Did you, where are you at with that potential rep that you talked to last week? Where do you have a party this week? Do you have a party next week? Like, just find somebody that you can just kind of check in with, that will hold you accountable. And the last thing I want to leave you with is just this little quote. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you believe. So just keep that in mind, guys. You can do this. Like I said, I had that doubt, but I was able to make it happen, and I'm going to do my best to make it happen this time. So let's do it together. All right, Katie, that's all I have. I'm all pumped up, ready to go.
You brought the hype squad tonight. I am excited.
Ready.
I feel that way too. Like I came home and Chris was with us when we heard the announcement. I was like, well, I'm going to get it. And so we're like budgeting with that money. Like, that's how much you have to believe. Like, I already feel like I got it. So now I just have to put the action behind that belief. But I think what Monica started with the belief, like we're going to share some other strategic tips, but I think really the belief is the most important one. The strategy doesn't work if you don't have the belief. So that was a great way to start. Okay, so you guys, when we were in Mexico, we were with girls that did this very thing. They didn't get the bonus, they got the trip by doing the 3 by 2,500. So they know what it takes to consistently show up. They had to do that for 3 months in a row. And really, I mean, they did more than 3 by 2,500, but they had to set their goals high and like keep their foot on the gas for 3 months. And so we thought, who better to ask for tips on how to do this than the ladies that were there. So we just asked them to share 1 to 2 minutes of like, their best tip for how we can achieve this month. So let's start with Nicole Danishevsky. Do you want to unmute and share a little bit, Nicole?
Sure. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Monica. So for me, my tip or my little strategy would be the point of being really consistent. And as Monica had mentioned, believe that you can do this, and then what does that require? So for me, it was sending a lot of personal messages to customers. As I followed up, I would ask them how they like their products, and we would go back and forth. And then it would lead into asking about the host opportunity or potentially the rep opportunity as well. So I think having those constant daily conversations, set yourself a number. And whether that is a number each day, a number per week, because depending on your schedule, sometimes it might not be able to fit into your schedule that day. So I'm going to have, 35 reach outs over the course of the week. That breaks down to 5 a day. The other tip that I started in January was when I had somebody as a host, talking about the rep opportunity and that this could be their launch party. I had never really done that in the past. I had always was content and complacent with, oh, I've got a party host. And I didn't capitalize on that opportunity of starting that conversation with them a week or two prior to their party. They would typically tell me no. And then as it got closer to their party, I would revisit it with them again. And surprisingly, some of them did change their minds. And then some of them still said no, had the party, said no when we were cashing in their rewards, and then changed their mind. So for me, it was about those daily actions of connections with past customers, with people in my VIP, people in parties, and then sharing the rep opportunity to my potential hostesses.
Awesome. Well, Nicole is a powerhouse. So, I mean, all of those things, like that's a lot of stuff that if you guys do those things, that's success right there. So it's very easy to see why you earned the trip to Mexico, Nicole. Thank you so much. Okay. We have another Nicole. Nicole Tucker, are you on? I don't see you. Maybe it's one of Nicole's phones. Oh, there you are. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, Nicole, do you want to share a tip for us?
I sure will. Like the other Nicole said, really it's about back to basics and making those connections daily, doing your daily reach outs and follow-ups. But how I started, once I realized that I was going to be able to get to Mexico, I started with that mindset, like you said, Katie. I said, I want to get 5. It was March that I was really pushing. I said, I want to get 5 reps this month. And I had already gotten 2, and I made some thank you notes for joining my team and sent them like a little welcome gift. And I said to myself, you know what, I'm just going to make 3 more of these gift packages already made out, ready to go, because I knew that I was going to get those. So that's how I started, by saying, I'm going to get these 5 no matter what. And I sure did. One of the things that helped me grow and reach this was networking with my team and meeting new people on Zaya and Faya, on my team, Team Shine, and following them. I had a gal on my team reach out to me and say, oh my gosh, how are you getting all these reps this month? And I said, I'm watching what you are doing and I'm I'm replicating what you're doing. So I wasn't doing anything different, but you can get ideas and those reach outs and getting on live and posting in your stories and just being consistent every single day is how I got here. And like Nicole said, I started, it's parties, 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 parties. The more parties you have, the more people you're reaching. And I just started asking them right out of the gate, would you like to be a rep? When I started a year ago, I didn't do it that way. And what's the worst they can say is no. But typically they end up changing their mind. So same, I'm going to piggyback off of Nicole, same things, but just start with that mindset and say you're going to do it. And that's what helped me.
Well, and I should have said this at the beginning, but Nicole earned the trip to Mexico in 1 month. I mean, essentially, she earned it in
Pretty
the
close.
last month, like March, but she had a few points before that. But I mean, so that is a real testament to what the mind can do. I love that you made those gifts for your new reps before you had them. I think we should all do that. That is really amazing. And then you see them on your desk every day and you start to internalize without even realizing you're thinking it, like, oh, I've got to send those to my new reps when I get them. And then you believe it. It's so cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was pretty powerful. So
It's so powerful. All right. Well, thank you to the
you're welcome.
Nicole.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Noelle, are you able to share now? Hi.
Okay, sorry. I'm in my office. I was listening, but I had it on mute so you guys couldn't hear me. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for doing this. She just got off work like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I got 5 charts left and then I get to get out of here. So
Oh,
that's
you're
good.
so sweet. Okay, we'll make it quick.
So both Nicole's, I mean, I would have to duplicate everything that both Nicole said. I think the biggest thing for me has been not to be afraid of the no. So that's huge for me. So I can try and be consistent with the reach outs, which is great. All of the other things that they said, but for me, I had to overcome my own personal hurdle of being afraid of people telling me no, and then kind of like backing off and feeling like embarrassed that I even asked. So it's all about just getting out of my own headspace. So I figure there's probably plenty of you that need to get out of your headspace as well. So just realize, like, they said no. They didn't say like, I hate you and you suck. They simply said, not interested. And like the Nicole's said, sometimes it takes 3 or 4 times and then pretty soon they're saying yes. And most of us were in that same boat as well. So, before we joined. So yeah, it's getting over the no. And I'm pushing out my reach outs, and I've had people like, well, I just don't think it's really for me. And normally I would have just said, okay, peace out, and backed off. And now I'm like, but wait. So it's just being consistent, doing the work. It's not just going to happen to you. But just kind of get over your dang self and get out of your head. And no is simply just a no. It's not like I hate you and don't want to be friends with you anymore.
That's powerful. That's really powerful. Yeah, Lindy typed, I hate you and you suck. Yeah, no one is saying that. They're just saying no. That's
Exactly.
So good. That's so good. Okay, thank you, Noelle. I
Thank you.
appreciate you for taking time tonight. All right. And last but not least, Tanya. Will you unmute, Tanya?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. So my advice is to ask everybody. And like when I say ask, so I sell the discount. I don't sell necessarily the rep opportunity, because if you were to ask me why I joined, I joined for the discount. And everybody on my team joined for the discount. But eventually they see the next opportunity, like the way to make $10,000 and the way to make people feel good about themselves. So I, of course, along with what everyone else says, that I really feel like you can't assume that somebody is going to say no. And if you present it as, I present it as the bundle, and I feel like that changed my whole game, because then they're not afraid of that commitment. But while I'm selling the discount, I'm a numbers person. So if you spend $100, you just save $25. And that to me then starts to pique interest. And then people really are like, oh, what does that mean? So I think that like your parties really generate that 2,500, but just asking people, what, you know, if you love Zaya, just join. And a lot of them, very shockingly in the beginning, started saying yes. And so I was like, okay, I'll just keep doing this. And it turned out great.
I love I mean, I feel kind of dumb even saying this out loud, but saying like for every 100 you spend, you get 25, you save 25. Like that, just those numbers just appeal to people because it's so easy to digest. That's so smart. And then Tanya, I know you've shared about this in the Leaders and Achievers retreat, but there's some questions about the bundle idea. Will you just elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, I wish I created this. Like, I wish that I was the person to say
Disclaim
the
it.
bundle,
It's okay.
but I didn't. It was the mini summit. So if you have any opportunities to listen to Summit, there is a reason they put them on. I mean, there's a reason that Katie and Monica hold all of these. Like, listen and just take in, strain everything you can. So the bundle, I ask them, have you heard of the bundle? And then they say, oh, what's the bundle? And I'm like, oh, well, it comes with 5 items and a $100 gift card and you get 25% off. And they're like, really? Yep, that is it. And it's risk-free. You have 2 months free. It's really great. And then they say what happens after 2 months. And then I call it a membership. So you have a $15 membership. So all of a sudden, the idea of being a rep is like gone, right? And so when I say, if you ever decide to turn your bundle into a business, it's there for you if you have that, if you want that opportunity, but there's no pressure, and I'm going to meet you right where you're at.
I love it. Those words you used are so golden. I think everybody's writing that down. Thank you, Tanya. All right, you guys are so smart. I'm going to share one strategy with you guys that I do when we have these big promos. So I sort of break the month up into weeks, so 4 weeks. So the first week of the month, I go hard with my marketing on people who like I target people who I think want to build a business or want to make money. So I am talking to people like this. If you've ever thought about doing what I do, this is a great month to join because you have the opportunity to bring on some friends with you and make $5,000 or over $7,000. So like I'm talking to them, trying to get them to join with their friends. Like I want them to get the promo. So I'm going after people, talking to them about how they can join and get the promo. So that's what I do the first week. Because why? Because then they have a longer period to bring people in. If you talk about it with them in that way at the end of the month, well, clearly that would be really hard. So the first week, I'm really going into those conversations about you can make a lot of money. This is how you would do it. In my videos, I'm talking about that. That's like my strategy for this week. So I'm going live in my VIP group. I just went live on Instagram. I'm going to go live on Facebook tomorrow. I'm going to post about it in my stories. I'm going to like do all the things. The second week, I'm still talking about the money, but I'm talking about the fall surge. Like it's coming. This is our busy time. If you join now, you're really capitalizing on this busy time that we've got. You know, seasons are changing, inventory's changing. This is our busiest time. So I kind of focus, that's my message usually in the second week. The third week, I change my messaging to, if you join now, we can have a party this week or next week, and you can get your first paycheck on September 10th. So I'm no longer talking about you can get this big bonus. I'm kind of changing it because in my mind, it just, yes, they could still get it, but that's not as easy of a sell, right? So, and then the fourth week, I talk about the discount. And so then I repeat that. Now, of course, if they don't join me in August, they can't get the $5,000, but they could still get the $750, right? So then I repeat. So again, week 1 is all about join me and I will show you how to get this huge bonus. Week 2, I talk about the fall. Week 3, I talk about join now and you can get a paycheck on the 10th. And then week 4, I focus on the discount. Any questions on that? Let me look in the chat. Okay, can we talk about the cash promo on your personal wall? You sure can. You can. We can't say things like any sort of a wording where it's a guaranteed income, but we can say things like, I can show you how to earn, and you have the opportunity to earn an incredible bonus. So as long as you're not saying like it's guaranteed, it's fine. Oh yeah, that's really smart, Tanya, that the bonus is paid out in November. So I would say that this week, like if you're on this call, you want this bonus. This is your busiest week of the month as far as recruiting. You're messaging like crazy. You're putting out a ton of content. You're getting it all out there so that hopefully you can sign your heavier hitters in the first 2 months of the week. And if you don't, that's okay, because you have other strategies. Now I'll say one more thing. I always, during these kind of promos, I always have one family member in my pocket in case I need them, because you do not want to have 2 people sign and not get it. Like if you guys have 2 people sign up in a month, you need to find a third. Do not throw away the money. It's financially, it makes sense to have your sister-in-law sign up. You pay her, she pays for the kid or whatever. You pay her back. You sell those clothes, you get the money back. You have the gift card, you can give that away or use it. It's just financially, it makes sense, but you can't use your email. So you need somebody in your pocket, and you're not supposed to use your own credit card too. Although I don't know if that matters as much, but just have somebody in your pocket, because if you have 2, you have to get 3. You just have to. Okay. Just for smart business. Let's see. Okay, anybody else? Any questions or any other strategies or anything you guys want to say about this? Anything I missed, Monica?
No, I don't think so. Yes, you can't. Yeah, like Tanya said, you can't use a husband, you can't use children, you can't,
But you can use your mom.
or your cousin or your
Yeah.
sister's mom, whoever.
Yeah, don't make up a person, it needs to be a real person. And sometimes when you, I keep thinking about my sister-in-law. Now she's really cheap, so I don't think this will work, but what can happen is you can reach out to the friend or the family member and say, hey, can you just sign up? And I need a favor, da da da. And sometimes they might be like, oh, that's neat. Like you might get somebody who really actually wants to do it that you didn't know about. Does your pocket rep have to stay on through the end of the promo? No. Nope. But I wouldn't cancel it immediately.
And just use this as a last resort.
Yeah, last resort, like the last day of the month, like the last hour. Just because you don't want to rely on that, but you also, you need a little insurance just in case, because sometimes things happen and somebody was going to sign up, they had, their washer broke and they can't do it till next month or whatever. So just have a little insurance. Financially, it just makes sense. Now you wouldn't want to buy all of them. I'm not saying you should have 9 in your pocket, have 1 in your pocket and make sure that you have a plan for the rest of them.
Do you have any questions about the promo or?
Oh,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, so badly, we want you guys to get this bonus. You deserve it. You're on this call. You know what it takes. I see you taking notes. Just go after it. It's going to be hard. Like Monica said, and Noelle said, it's not easy, but it's totally doable. And the extra bonus of the bonus is that it will totally change your business. If you have goals of rank advancing, this is when you'll rank advance. If you have goals of making a ton of money, this will get you in that spot for the next growth phase. So it's a good thing for us all to do. Daily affirmations. Yay, Megan. Double up means that you can get 3, instead of doing 3 and 2,500, you can do 6 reps and 5,000 and get $1,500 instead of the $750. So it's pretty great. However, my strategy would be to push those people off. Unless they're all trying to sign up today, I would just kind of save them for the next month if you can. Be strategic and smart, and you'll do it. Okay, so one more time. So my plan, week 1, it's all about getting people to do it with me so they get the bonus. Join me. I'm going to teach you how to get this bonus. Week 2, I talk about the fall being our biggest months ever. August, September, October are our biggest months ever. Come capitalize on it. Get a party going. Capitalize on this. You can learn the business fast, and then you can, grow with our company. Week 3 is if you have a party this week or next, you'll actually get a paycheck on September 10th. That one you can't post publicly. Like, you got to be careful with your wording. You would have to say you have the opportunity to earn a paycheck. And then week 4, I promote the discount.
And yeah, just be really careful with your wording on those, because we don't want to get in trouble on that. But if you don't use Zaya in your post, I mean, you can't really get in trouble. So I do that a lot. And I mean, if they want to know what I'm doing, they're going to look at my Instagram and see that I'm a Zaya rep really easily. So if you want to get a little bit more edgy with your wording, then just don't use Zaya in there at all. Don't hashtag it. Just, And if they're curious, they'll look. So
that's right.
Any other questions?
Okay, guys, so tomorrow is the 4th, yes. So I would say, and what day is it? I don't know, Wednesday. So tomorrow through Sunday, like, just plan to be hitting it hard. Like, really just, this is when you throw out all that content and message, and then you can take a little respite and then go back at it with a little bit of a different strategy. But this week is the week that you really want to kind of go after it. All right, are you guys ready?
It looks like we got some awesome new, we saw some sneak peeks this weekend. So I'm hoping that we see some of those soon, because they were really cute and exciting. And so I think it's going to be big, guys. I think Zaya is just going to be handing us a lot of, giving us a lot of help to hit this. So I have no doubt that they will do everything in their power to make sure as many people hit it as possible. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for being on. We are super excited, and we wish you guys all the best, and we'll be cheering you guys on. So, all right, guys, have a great night. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.